Hey, what's up guys, Ricky here, and in today's video I wanted to record a car sequence and just show you guys the different tools. That's why I'm all loaded with like my backpack and 2 bags over here. Yeah, the different tools that we can use to achieve different angles and how we can put all those together to create like a 30-second, 45-second little clip of a car scene. So first we have to wash the car, of course, so we're gonna load up, go to the car wash, and then from there we're gonna figure it out and start recording things. Guys, as you can see, it's super dusty, but hopefully with the car wash we can have it ready to go and start recording. So it's clean, still a little wet. I know we should have dried it and stuff like that, but hopefully it doesn't turn out to look too bad. Since there's no clouds, we are gonna go to a parking garage, which I guess as part of the car sequence can be the end point. So I can always go back, of course, retroactively and record the beginning, the middle, and then this is gonna be the end. So yeah, we're gonna seek some shelter in the shade and we're gonna record some sequences there and we're gonna see how it turns out. Alright guys, so we're at the parking garage and I kind of like this composition to be one of the shots. There's like the lines of the parking garage and I do have my toy model car of the actual car we're using. So yeah, pretty much it's gonna come from this way. Do I look really dumb? You guys can't even see it, but I'm gonna turn the car into this shot so that's kind of like a profile view. And in the next shot, I'm gonna put it down the middle so that I'm driving towards the camera. So yeah, we're gonna figure it out, but we're here and I think this is one of the shots, so let's do it. So reviewing the shot, I think it's decent. I realized that I needed to turn the corner a bit sharper so that I was closer to the camera, and I also lowered the exposure a little bit. Even though the car looks pretty dark, I could always bring it up in post. And yeah, so I'm gonna be turning into the lane like I told you. So I think I have to put on an 85mm lens so that it can really focus in on the car coming towards the camera. And I'm gonna hit the brakes kind of hard, and I do have it in 120 FPS, so I could slow it down in post and hopefully it looks cool and hopefully line up with the pillars that are like over there so that the wheels are a little bit turned, the car's a bit turned, but it's still straight in the middle. And I really like the composition in this 85. I'm recording actually, so I could put in the B-roll, but can't see the car at all, but maybe here. But you guys get it. So I'm actually gonna put this second camera from the side, so maybe I can catch something there as well. But again, this is the end, so then after that we're gonna go backwards. I actually tried 2 more times just to make sure, and then I filmed these next couple of shots knowing that I can maybe mix them into the final result, which here it is. Okay guys, so we're back inside and I'm gonna film the very first shot. I have my camera on a tripod right now with the 85mm 1.4 from Sony. I want the 1.4 aperture because I want it to be dreamy and like really cool focus on the key fob that I'm gonna be grabbing. I also attached these tubes so that I can get closer so I can show the Honda logo. And again, this is gonna be like a ½ second or a 1 second shot. And after this, we're gonna go to the garage and do the following shots. Push it open. So we're in the garage now, and as you saw, we did the first shot of opening the door of the garage, and now I'm going to be using this light wand. It's the Ice Light 2 by Westcott, so they're an amazing company. We're going to be using this light to light the details of the car so that I can handheld slow-mo record the details. Hold your breath. Move your legs. Oh my god, I'm all in there. You just see my reflection in there. Whoa. Close it right away. Oh, I gotta go towards it. Acelérale, pero dale, room. So I think we're done with the intro sequence because I wrote down all of the shots that I wanted on my little shot list paper right here. It's always a good idea to have like some sort of structure for your videos so you don't miss anything. But it actually started raining, so I think we're gonna have to wait for the middle portion. Alright, so for this next batch of videos, it's gonna be me actually driving finally, right? So I actually decided to fade out the intro and start with hopefully a rolling shot, which is where you record the car from another car. So the pros, they're gonna have like a huge gimbal, and they're probably gonna have like a minivan where they open the door and it's super smooth, like real time and all of that stuff. But for my situation, I don't have a gimbal, so what I'm gonna do for today is I'm gonna use these tools to get all of the other supplemental shots. This is the Insta360 camera. Now I do have the stick that I can attach, so I can poke it out of the window as I'm driving to get like a high angle shot. Being safe, of course, you always got to be careful, especially when you're moving, but that's what I'm going to use this one for. And then I have the Osmo Action, which is just like the GoPro. It looks pretty much the same, and I have a suction cup that if you suction carefully onto the car so that it doesn't fall, you could just attach it, and I'm going to use it to hopefully get like a really cool close-up angle of like the tires, maybe turning, also attaching it to the front of the car pointing towards the windshield, and lastly maybe I can attach it to my chest or my head or whatever and get like a driving shot. Now overall, like this next section, it's only gonna be like 20 seconds because I do want it to be like a minute and 10-second sequence. So yeah, those are the tools, and I'm gonna head on over to get into the car and drive around before it gets dark. It's like, I don't have a watch. It's like 5:30 p.m. I think. So I have like an hour and a half-ish. All I have to do is rotate it so that this right here is like pointed up. So I'm gonna do that right now. One key tip to make sure that the suction cup never falls off is you want to place it in an area that's flat. So as you can see here, it's a pretty tight fit, but I was able to find an angle to safely record the wheel. Oh, and the suction cup actually came as part of a GoPro package that I believe I paid around 15 bucks. It was super affordable, and it came with a bunch of other accessories like the head mount that you're about to see in a bit. This is like really tight. I have a big head. Never mind, I think it's good. To make sure it's straight. So I'm gonna use this as I'm driving. Look up, to the side, maybe the mirror. I think that's it. So a rookie mistake that I actually made with the Osmo Action was that I unfortunately left the settings in auto, which meant that the outside was overexposed pretty much 90% of the time. So look at this, this is awful. So don't do that. And now it's time for the Insta360 section. So here again, I should specify that you should not try this at home, kids, because you need to be able to drive, and I totally forgot that I need both hands because I need one to shift and the other to actually steer. So it's a really cool angle. Again, just be very careful. So here it's way safer to just have the stick lean against the dashboard. So you can see it started to shift. when I was driving, but again, you can control the lens curve, the zoom, the rotation, the tilt, and the pan. So honestly, look at this. You can tumble it, do anything with it. So 360 cameras are super useful for a variety of projects, including filming a car sequence. So the last shots that I haven't spoken about yet are the rolling shots, so why don't we go back to some model cars. Like I mentioned before, the pros would be hanging out with a gimbal from this truck, for example, in order to be able to place big cameras on that gimbal and get the top quality shots. But what I ended up doing is using this suction cup again with the Osmo Action, and I angled it at 45 degrees, and since I was the one driving and controlling the car, I made sure I was in the field of view. The plus side of this is that you get stable shots because it's perfectly in sync with the car it's attached to, and secondly, you don't need another person to operate the camera, you just need someone to drive the second car. The downside is that you're recording on a small camera that won't give you a nice depth of field and maximum quality, but that can be solved with higher quality suction cups that handle more weight instead of a small $5 one. But that is it for this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed the cinematic car sequence and the behind the scenes. I always share some of the best clips from every video on my Pexels profile so that anyone can use them for free, so make sure you find the link in the description and check out which ones I uploaded this week. And I'll also make sure that I link the tools that I used in this video down below, just in case you guys are curious and maybe want to pick some of them up. And yeah, don't hesitate to reach out to us if you have any questions, but make sure you subscribe, like this video, share it with your friends if you found it entertaining or useful, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.